Here we are again, another episode of The Strange Show. I told you guys I was going to try and do more videos centered around battle rap. That really hasn't happened, but I'm trying to correct that now. I also said I was going to do more blog posts about battle rap, and that really hasn't happened. But again, trying to correct that now. And as battles are coming in, we got some really big battles coming up. Pat Stay's finally defending the chain at Flatline 3. Unfortunately, no world domination this year, but we are getting Summer Madness 4. The next battle to be released will be Head Ice and K-Shine. I got Head Ice taking that one, but that's neither here nor there. We're here to talk about Flatline 3 and the Ether card, the famous disaster Cassidy battle that'll be coming out December 6th. Or not coming out, but taking place December 6th. And yeah, joining me is another battle rap enthusiast. You guys know this guy. He's been one of my followers since I was on Rogues Gallery, actually. And I transferred over. So we got Bonanza87 in the house. Bonanza, talk to him.
Bonanza86, technically.
86.
86,
Wow.
yeah. It's okay, dude. You're just 1 year off.
I always get numbers wrong. Whenever people have numbers in their screen name, I always get it wrong.
No,
Always.
it's okay. And a lot of people, I mean, it's just a little funny. It's a funny thing. I call myself Bonanza, and people keep asking, "Do you ever watch that Western?" I said, "Well, I haven't seen a full episode of that show." I chose Bonanza because it's been my favorite word ever since 1998, and for the last 16 years, I've incorporated it into my life in every way, shape, and form.
Bonanza. Nice.
Yeah,
That's cool. Well, I can dig it.
yeah.
Alrighty, so let's talk about something we both dig. Battle rap.
Oh yeah.
So we got
I
got
am all about battle rap.
we
I
got
just don't like it when people have to fight.
yeah, that's
Physically.
true.
That
That is
just
true.
takes away from everything.
That is true. So we're just gonna go through Flatline 3, some of these matchups. We're gonna talk about them,
Sure.
see what we can get from it, see what we can guess who's the winner gonna be, and if these are good matchups in general. Some of these I'm a little confused about, but we can just walk through it. So I'm not going to start off with the title match right away because we can build to that. But we got Sharon versus Charlie Clips. I think this is a great matchup.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I have to mention Laura Tarsi because Laura Tarsi actually did a Flatline 3 prediction blog, and she said that while she was gunning for Sharon, she felt that Charlie Clips had an edge over Sharon just because he's got more projection, he's got bigger crowd control, and a higher level of opponents. And so that kind of inspired my vlog series, Dear Laura Tarsi, because the very first episode I told her, "Hey, look, you've been gunning for Sharon this whole time. You want him to be a future King of the Dot champion. You got to have more faith, because Sharon has proven time and time again that he has defied the odds, even when those numbers were stacked against him, especially against someone like Arsenal, who makes $1,500 a battle.
Right.
Actually making him, well, he didn't really make him choke, but Arsenal wasn't on his A game, and that allowed Sharon to pull out, rebuttals and actually just take the edge away.
Yeah, but it's been a while since Arsenal, and this is definitely one of his biggest opponents yet. I mean, next to Thesaurus. I mean, Thesaurus is a freaking legend in the business.
Of course,
He had
two-time world
DNA.
rap champion, former King of the Dot champion.
Yeah, like I said, DNA, Arsenal. So DNA, I think, is the closest we could get to him battling Charlie Clips before he battled Charlie Clips, and that battle with DNA was just a classic. I mean, that was spectacular.
But doesn't Charlie Clips write DNA's rhymes? At least that's what I heard.
I don't know. I don't know. That's never been verified. And even if he did, DNA still has massive freestyle abilities. So it was
Most
almost like a mirror
definitely.
match between
Most definitely.
Sharon and DNA. So Charlie Clips is definitely a different animal because I think he's sort of like that freestyle guy in the game right now. Like
Oh yeah.
it's always been Sharon, Diz, Clips, and DNA as far as like the freestyle kings in battle rap. It's been those guys, and Sharon hasn't taken on Disaster yet, but he's taken on DNA, and yeah, he's about to take on Clips. I don't know. I really want to
Clips
see this battle.
Clips is very comfortable. It doesn't matter where he is. He's just so comfortable. He can just adapt. It is very rare that you see an MC of that caliber adapt to every surrounding that he goes to, from Don't Flop, King of the Dot, Smack. I mean, he's been on all three major formats. So,
Yes.
and just for him to just command the crowd, put on a performance, just he doesn't at all seem nervous.
Well, he's a very laid back performer. I noticed in his vocal projections, he doesn't exactly shout. He kind of talks, very loud, but he's
That's
not like
true.
shouting like a T-Rex or a Disaster does. He's not animated, but
He's
he is,
effective.
yes,
He's
he's
very
effective.
effective.
Yes, he has a good control of his body to know when to do things, and he's not very out there like a lot of battle rappers are. I think him and Goods would be a great battle if they ever battled, or if they haven't battled, they should. That would be a
Can I
really cool
can I can
battle.
I can I be honest for a second?
Go for it.
I think that if Tony D had actually put the title on the line against Charlie Clips would have won overwhelmingly.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Tony D straight up lost that
That's
battle.
that's not to say Tony D is not a good battle rapper. You
Of
know,
course not.
he's had the chain for quite some time. And sorry to go off the meter here, but I just found out that his match against Yunan has been canceled for the sixth birthday event.
Oh man.
Yeah, Tony D's got some stuff that he's got to handle, but it has been postponed to a later date. But Yunan is going to go up against Soul instead.
Mm, that's definitely a great
Yeah,
battle. Soul is a
yeah.
beast. That guy.
Soul is actually. I thought Soul had gotten kicked out of Don't Flop because of that confrontation he had with Caustic during the that Jefferson Price battle where
Yeah,
Caustic said he wasn't going to say the names, so he had Uno say it instead.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
after the battle, Soul allegedly punched Caustic.
I mean, these things happen. I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but all I'm saying is that, people have fought on platforms before and it's like, oh, they're suspended and then next thing you know, they show up again. So I don't know. It seems like, Smack is the only one that's actually enforcing the suspension because,
Oh yeah, I mean,
Math has been suspended and,
Math has been suspended indefinitely.
yeah,
I
from
mean,
Smack.
if there were any like opportunity or any chance for Math to get back onto Smack, he'd have to pay some ridiculous sum of money, more than likely. Because
Yeah,
the thing is, when that incident happened between him and Sirius Jones, they lost sponsorships. They lost sponsors,
yeah, definitely.
and
Definitely.
they don't want to be associated with that type of negativity. But at the same time, you got people posting on rap forums about, oh no, Math, you done it again.
Yeah, and then Disaster punching Math at King of the Dot, and
And I actually made a vlog about that. I said,
yeah, that I watched.
I said, and then people were asking me, well, why did you make a vlog about Math punching Sirius Jones? Well, Matt Hoffa is known as the guy who punched Dose several years ago. And I figured, he was a younger guy, very immature. I figured he's older now. He may have learned from his mistakes, but now he's punching, he's punched Sirius. And I'm thinking, wow, he really hasn't learned a thing. And I'm not really surprised. I was surprised at Diz because I have been reading it on rap forums and on Twitter. It's like, oh yeah, I bet you that Diz is gonna punch Math during this battle, and I was trying to downplay it because I didn't think Bashir, which is Disaster's government name, would be the type of person to stoop to Math's level. I thought it was
Yeah,
just gonna be strictly rap, and Diz has overstepped his boundaries at times. He's gotten into people's faces. It's
yeah,
happened, but he was never the type to actually go through with punching someone. But apparently, he let his emotions get the better of him, and that's what led to his well, first banned, but now it's a 1 year suspension from King of the Dot.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about Disaster definitely after we get through this Flatline card. But the next matchup we got is Roan versus Uno Lavos, and this could not be a worse matchup ever.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a mismatch. But you can't really count Uno out. Remember when they said that Uno Lavos was going to lose against Johnny Storm? And then when the battle happened, people were saying that Johnny Storm got wrecked, and people could not believe it because it was they were so comfortable saying that Johnny Storm was going to win because Uno is the type of guy who, yeah, while he has crowd control, while he has charisma, he doesn't have the clean delivery attribute.
Yeah,
And this was actually one of his cleanest deliveries
but
at that time.
but
But it's just
go
never a
ahead.
consistent thing. It's never a consistency. That's the issue here.
But in this case, Uno Lavos, I mean, for all intents and purposes, Uno Lavos is a comedian battle rapper. Like that, there's no two ways about it. He gets
Oh
on the
yeah,
stage and he makes people laugh. He's a funny guy. But like you said, he's lacking in that delivery aspect. And Roan is a funny guy, but Roan to me is one of the best battlers in the game. I mean,
he
as
comes
far as
at the
like
throat. He comes
yeah,
at the throat.
in
Look what he
terms of
did to
like
Awkwards.
comedy, bars, technical
Pers-
ability,
Personals.
personals. Yes, Roan can spit all of that. And
And Road has a few body bags under his belt.
oh
He
yes.
body bagged Prophet. He body bagged Rugged. He body bagged Awkwards.
Oh yeah.
You can even safe to say he body bagged Blizzard in his own hometown in his own home country.
Oh yeah. So Roan is definitely I mean in terms of like comedy ability, Uno Lavos has no chance. I mean, we're gonna have to see the Uno Lavos that took on what's his name from Blackout that he took on. Um
Madness,
no,
Madness.
not Madness. The Blackout before that. Uh the whole Moses staff thing when he came with that.
Hmm.
Uh it'll come to me. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
I'll need to look at that. But yeah. Cuz the sad thing
You
about
talk.
Uno Lavos is he
So
can
you
actually
mean
rap.
you saying the Uno that went against Bonnie Godiva?
Oh hell no. Hold on, let me go back to this. Let me see if I can find this
I'm trying
here
to see how who Uno has battled.
and go to Blackout 2.
He
I do believe
battled
that was it.
FLO and he beat FLO. He battled
Yes,
Zen
FLO Flow. Yes, FLO. Yes,
FLO.
we're gonna
Okay.
have to see that Uno Lavos.
That was at Vendetta, I thought.
You sure?
I don't know, I could be wrong.
I'm almost certain it was at Blackout. Let me check this out because it was that was the Holohan Cortez Blackout 2. Let me check this out here.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like I said, I can't be right all the time.
Yeah,
I just thought it was Vendetta though. But like I said, eh,
it might as well have been. It could have just as easily have been. I just need to check this out here.
sure thing.
Where the hell is the lineup? You would think they would have it somewhere. Uh, it's been a long time since I've been on since I've talked about these battles. So let me
Yeah.
see.
Well, while you look for that, let's talk about another matchup that I'm very excited to see. 100 Bullets versus Rum Motherfucking Nitty.
Okay, I need to check out Rum Nitty.
You
I
haven't
need to
seen a
check out
Rum
Rum
Nitty
Nitty.
battle? Oh, dude. Rum Nitty is a problem. And if you really want, here are the two battles you definitely need to see before the year is up. Rum Nitty versus B Magic and Rum Nitty versus Danny Myers. Those are straight barfest.
I've seen Danny Myers.
Straight barfest. I have never seen so many quotables, so much replay value. It's insane. Neither of these battles have 1 million views, let alone 500,000 views. Yet they
Mm.
get talked about incessantly, almost on the level of Ilmac and Big K.
Yeah, yeah,
This money, man.
definitely.
These battles are so great, yet they don't even have the amount of views that they deserve.
Well, here's a question. Do views matter? Because the way I always see it is like, okay, say you get Rum Nitty and Danny Myers and they come out. That battle comes out. And no one really watches it like that. But like later on, they see Danny Myers taking on bigger and better opponents. Then they actually go back and watch those things. So it's like,
Mhm.
does it really matter right now? Like you could have a badass classic, as your like first battle, and then battle all these big names and all that. People will go back and check out those battles. They will go
Right.
back and watch those. So it's
So
like I
do
don't.
views matter? Yes and no.
Yeah,
Yes, in that when you go to one of the main uh, channels pages, they'll say, most viewed battle, most popular, and they'll list those battles with the views. And the battles we may talk about may not appear until like later on after scrolling through several dozen, battles.
true, true. But it's like I don't necessarily see why these things should matter because I had never seen a Rome battle prior to World Domination 2. You know,
Really?
yeah, I had never seen a Rome battle, and then I actually went back and I watched his battle with DNA and I watched his battle with 360 and all the battles he had before then, and I was like, damn, you know. But that's because I wanted to see him first at World Domination 2 and then get a feel for him there. A lot of people
Okay.
whose battles came out, like Danny Myers, I watched his battle with Big K. That was my first Danny Myers battle.
Okay.
Wasn't exactly impressed by that. But as this goes on, if he like did he battle Averb?
Did Danny Myers battle Aver? Yes, he did.
Okay, yeah.
It
So
was at Duel in the Desert.
okay, I don't think that battle has come out yet, but I will be
Actually,
watching.
actually, it has.
Oh, okay, great. So I'll check that
Yes.
out.
Check it
But
out on the King of the Dot channel.
but that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a lot of these guys to take over people who are established. So it's like, I can see two guys that I don't know anything about battle, and that's cool. But like, I
Hmm.
want to see them battle somebody that I know. Like, okay, if they can beat this guy, then this guy's gonna be a problem.
But then there's the thing is, if you say they beat them, you beat this person, it's really subjective
No,
because
subjective,
these
yes.
battles aren't judged anymore. Judged battles have come far in between. You rarely ever see it. But Organic did say that, well, when the world domination, which is not happening right now, that he was going to bring judge battles back.
Of
And
course.
I don't, you know what? I think these battles that are happening at Flatline 3, with the exception of the title match, are going to be promo.
Yeah, and I understand the concept of the promo battles, but at the same time, I don't like the whole concept of like two battlers walking away feeling like they've won. Like, oh yeah, I won that. This is the only sport where like everyone thinks they've won.
You mean like Sharon and Shotgun Shug? Shotgun Shug said he 3-0'd Sharon.
Yeah, and I have mixed
That's
feelings about that battle.
okay. Well, I don't want to trail off too much, but just give me a cliff notes.
Well, I mean, since we already talked about Sharon and Charlie Clips, I will give you the cliff notes. The thing is, I feel like Sharon he could have made that 3-0 a hell of a lot more decisive. Um, with the way he's battled people like Arsenal and B Magic, I mean, he's went up against like hood rappers, if that's what you want to call them, like people who rap, the hood. And for someone like Shotgun Suge, who, I mean, let's face it, I mean, the guy, he lends himself to be pretty easily battled. I mean, it's not Shotgun Suge is by no means a tough opponent to prepare for,
Hmm.
you know. And I'm not saying that because I think Suge is terrible. I mean, I don't think he's the best battler in the world,
No,
but
no, no, sir.
yeah. So I feel like some of the angles he took against Suge was a little questionable. Um, I don't mean that as in like no homo or anything like that. I just mean like he could have made it a hell of a lot more decisive. I mean, you look at his battle with Arsenal and he just like Arsenal was looking pretty bad at that battle.
Yeah.
And
It looked like he was stalling by the time the third round came about,
yeah, and he
showing
had
that
to
picture, showing the
yeah,
picture. But Arsenal taking away the Grape Street Crip flag was a. It just showed that and look, anything goes in battle rap, but Arsenal got very emotional.
yeah, yeah.
So
You could tell
people are
Sharon was
saying,
getting into
I
that
mean,
skin.
people are saying that Sharon lost based on Arsenal taking away his Gray Street Crip flag. I think Sharon had already won, but getting under Arsenal's skin was just the icing on the cake.
Exactly, exactly. And with B Magic, it wasn't a body bag, but Sharon was holding his own there. I mean, it was like watching two heavyweight boxers just go at it, you
Oh
know?
yeah,
So
definitely.
for someone like Shotgun Suge, and as big as this battle is, I think he could have made that a hell of a lot more decisive than he did. And I just feel like there, I feel like it should have been a very different battle. Although, look at me when I'm killing you was definitely the highlight of the battle.
Yeah, yeah. They actually had to separate those two. I
Yeah.
think it would have gotten physical, but I think like in battle rap, even though anything goes, at least have the courtesy to look at your opponent when he's spitting his bars. Because when you have your back turned, it's so disrespectful, and it doesn't really present the battle in a good light.
Well, it's a psychological game, you know,
I
and
understand it's psychological, but I just think it should be a bit of a courtesy thing as well.
oh no, I agree with you completely. This is one of the reasons why I love T Rex as a battler, and as much as people as much as people want to like talk about T Rex getting body bagged by Charlie Clips, and that was a body bag in the worst way. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you look at T Rex the whole battle, and he's just kind of chilling, just looking at clips while he's spitting his bars, and I love that about T Rex that there is nothing in his face. You know, he's just okay. He's gonna spit, and then here I go. I'm gonna battle rap, and I've noticed that ever since his battle with Math Hoffa, where he's just standing there, and you look at the difference between the way T Rex is when he's not rapping, and you look at the way Math is when he's not rapping, and it was very different. Their body language was very different,
Mm-hmm.
and that's cool. But anyway, since we brought up Math Hoffa, we're gonna go into this next battle: Arcane versus Cortez.
Arcade versus Cortez. Daylight said he wasn't going to do the match with Pat Stay.
Yeah, Daylight says a lot of things.
Well, yeah. Big ups to Daylight, by the way. Shout out to Daylight. It certainly got some attention. I don't think either are kind of high on that totem pole, especially Arcade. Arcade has bars, but he doesn't have stage presence.
Really, you think so?
Uh, no.
Huh?
I think in terms of stage presence, it's teetering between low and mid and middle. That's just how I feel.
I've seen his stage presence fluctuate from certain battles. Like his battle with DNA was definitely not his best battle. It was
Oh yeah,
good, but it wasn't his best.
I think his peak was versus Cheddar Cheese, and you see where that went from there.
Yeah. But I mean, Arcane has always done great in the Grand Prix. I mean, he was on a killing spree that whole Grand Prix. He was
But
he was great.
I don't think he beat Sharon in the first Grand Prix.
I need to go back and watch that battle.
I saw the battle. I thought Sharon overwhelmingly beat him.
I need to go back and watch it. I really do. I feel like Bender beat him for the chain.
Hmm.
I don't feel like Bender should have ever lost the chain. Not to say that Arcane was bad in that battle. I just feel like Bender did better, much better in my opinion than what people think he did. But that's
Hmm.
neither here nor there.
But I said that Cortez was gonna edge Arcade.
I could definitely see that, and the reason why is because Cortez has been really hot right now. I mean,
Yeah,
he's been putting in that work. His last battle, let me see, John the Don, I do believe.
possibly,
Yeah, I think it
possibly.
was John, and he did really great there. Um, and it always seems like certain Smack battlers are more able to do King of the Dot than they are Smack URL.
Well, yeah, with a smack battle, you have to prepare 3 rounds at 3 minutes and 30 seconds apiece. I think is basically you have to come up with 3 songs
I'm not
programs.
even talking about just smack battle. I mean, not the rounds and all that and the preparation. I'm talking about like the crowd. It just seems like the King of the Dot crowd is more
Controlled.
laxed. Yeah, with what they cheer to, because
Because
a
then
guy.
you hear see a smack crowd. It's like bang bang, Don DeMarco. Crowd goes wild. It's like,
Yeah,
yo, guys, I appreciate the love, but you gotta let me finish this round, or I'm gonna lose my train of thought.
yeah, and it just seems like you look at DNA, and DNA is stellar on King of the Dot. I mean, he is amazing on King of the Dot. On
Oh
Smack,
yeah,
not so much.
yeah,
And I don't really know why or what the differential is, but it's just interesting. So Cortez, I mean, his debut in King of the Dot against Holohan, I mean, talk about having the deck stacked against you. I mean,
well, Hollahan, aka God,
yeah, I mean that was his first battle coming back.
yeah,
That was Cortez's first battle coming back, but I mean, it's in Holohan's, home country. I
yeah,
mean, and Cortez decisively like 3-0'd him. You know,
yeah,
so coming back to King of the Dot and doing it again. I mean, wasn't he in Blackout? Yeah, he took on Tycoon
yeah.
Tax. Yeah, Tycoon Tax. Oh wait, no, that was
Mm-hmm,
World Domination. Um, but yeah, he did battle at Blackout. I know he did there. I
mm-hmm.
can't remember who, but yeah. So this is definitely a good battle, and
But I want
our
to backtrack for a second. Who do you think is going to win between 100 Bullets and Rum Nitty? I know you say you hadn't really seen a Rum Nitty
I
battle,
haven't
but
seen a Rum Nitty battle, so I really don't have an opinion on that.
okay.
But I want to see a good bout. That's what I want to see because
It is
100
going to be
bullets
it is
has
going to be a good
been
battle.
cool, but 100 bullets has been kind of on and off lately.
Well, he said after his battle with J Pro, it's like give me better opponents and I'll write better.
Yeah, and that was
And
definitely not
this is
the
the perfect opportunity. People are saying, "Oh, this is going to be a boring matchup." Rum Nitty 100 Bullets. I was like, "You guys need to shut the hell up." All right. Bullet said he wants a good opponent. This is that opportunity. I tweeted him. I said when it was announced, I said, no excuses, sharpen your pens. Bullets responded back within like 30 seconds, even retweeting me. So I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. I mean, these other cats that are just being cynical just for the sake of being cynical, they just brush it off, dude. That's all it is.
I would love to see a 100 bullets Ness Lee battle
Okay, I can see that happening. I
because
just
after bullets took, I mean not bullets, but after Ness Lee took down Remedy, I mean bullets is kind of it needs to be the next man on that list. But I digress.
yeah.
Bullets coming off of J Pro, that wasn't his best showing,
Nope.
and
What's that?
he admitted that in his bars. So I don't know if he retweeted you and let you know like, yo, I'm really gonna do this thing. Then I'm awesome. I'm looking forward to this match because I
Oh
really
yeah.
like 100 Bullets. I really think he's one of the best writers so far in the game. Um, so yeah, I'm rooting for 100 Bullets there, but I don't think it's gonna be like a body bag or a you know or a 3-0.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be a good battle. So
All
that's
right.
a battle I'm looking forward to.
Cool.
Anyway,
Cool.
Arcane
Cool.
and Cortez. I'm gonna have to go with Cortez on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Cortez too. Adrian.
Yeah, no slight against Arcane, but
Yeah.
people are already like adamant against him. I
Just for
don't exactly get
the
it.
whole Bargate controversy.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. But like Arcane is
Yeah.
definitely gonna hold his own there, and he's one of the better. I think he's one of the more smack prepared battlers on King of the Dot. You know.
You think he could take on anybody in Smack?
Yes, definitely,
All right. Well, let's
definitely.
see. Off the dome. All right. If Arcane were to ever come to the States and do a Smack battle, I want to see him go up against Hitman Holla.
Yes, yes, that was immediately who I was thinking about. Hitman Holla. That would be a great battle. That
That
would be
would
a
be a great
terrific
battle.
battle. A very different clash of styles, but a great battle.
Oh yeah.
Um. Anyway, we got Chilla Jones versus Dialect. Getting
Chilla.
international here.
Well, I remember saying in my vlog that dialects from the UK, and I don't think. I mean, the way he raps, it isn't. I guess you could say that compared to the other UK cats that have come to the States, dialect is a bit different. Sometimes this is no offense to him, but there's sometimes where he'll say something and I have to kind of backtrack to see what he's saying.
Yeah, his accent is definitely
It's
much
really,
heavier
really, yeah, much heavier. So
than
I said,
everybody
I'm thinking
else.
that might draw a little a little ire from the crowd because the crowd's going to be okay. What is he saying? So I had to give the edge to Chilla just on the fact that Chilla is a much more legible in his speech,
Right?
but that's taking anything with dialect. Dialect is a beast.
Yeah, it's definitely this is a good matchup.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely like dialect for all intents and purposes is kind of like the British Chilla Jones, in
Mm.
that they both have that kind of that similar writing pattern, that similar writing style of where they set their punches up. So it's gonna be an interesting battle. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with you. I'm gonna have to give Chilla Jones the edge there, just because Chilla Jones has really come up from the proving ground. He's really been, you know, I mean, he had that classic with Daylight. Head Ice beat him, but he still like held his own there. So I really think this is gonna be a nice. It's gonna be a pretty decisive battle between the two. But I have
And it
Chilla
was
Jones
originally
taking that.
supposed to be dialect versus Danny Myers, but Danny Myers had to cancel.
Yeah, yeah. So
So let's make that note.
yeah.
'Cause
But I mean, dialect. I mean, that would have been a great battle too. I think I would have had Danny Myers taking it just because Danny
mhm,
Myers is very,
a beast.
yeah, very very explosive in his delivery, and if dialect can't match that, or if his delivery is faulting, which as we mentioned before, his heavy accent might hinder him, I think Danny Myers would take that decisively.
I want to say one last thing. If Chilla Jones hadn't have been able to replace Danny Myers, someone who I think would have been a great addition to the main roster,
Go ahead.
uh, Ape Yola. I know you probably don't know who Ape Yola is. Ape
I've heard
Yola
of him. I haven't really seen a
Well,
battle
Ape
of his yet.
Yola is very prominent in the Ground Zero battles,
Hmm.
and I think he's just too good to be on there. Because the thing is, there are a lot of cats who started off at Ground Zero. 100 Bullets started off on Ground Zero, but now
Right?
he's on the main roster. Ape Yola is one of the guys you need to watch out for because his pin game is sharp. He just cuts so deep, and I think a lot of the battles in which he's lost have been robberies.
Hmm.
So I just, a big shout out to him. I think he would have been a great addition to this card. But, things don't happen that way.
We'll see. We'll
He,
see.
but please, whenever you get some free time, check him out. He is a problem.
Apiola. Alrighty, I will check
Yeah.
that out. All right, coming down to the nitty gritty here, we got Tycoon Tax versus Rosenberg Raw.
I went with Tycoon Tax by default just because, I mean, I really haven't seen many battles from either cat, but
Mm.
I've heard that Rosenberg Raw isn't, I guess you could say he really isn't as strong as a
I would
bunch of the
agree.
other MCs on the card. And Tycoon Tax is in his home country, so I think he'll have the edge, alone off that.
I'll agree. I've never been impressed with Rosenberg. He's definitely like he has the delivery and all that, but I don't think his pin game is really all that
And then
crazy.
the charisma factor too.
Right.
I don't think he has that much charisma.
And Tax, I really don't think he's all that crazy either with his pin game. Sometimes he's really good, other times not so much. And I think if he did more of that, cause he's a member of the Suns, Conceited's group, and I feel like
Oh, wait.
what
Tycoon Tax. What am I thinking of Luciano Crack?
they're
Am
they
I
look
thinking of the very same person?
they look the same. They're
Okay.
very similar in appearance, and
Okay.
they're both members of the Suns.
All right.
So yeah, but you see a Luciano Crack battle, you see a Tycoon Tax battle, and vice versa. Although between the two of them, I think Crack is much better. That's just my
Really?
opinion.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I think Crack is great. Like I think the two best people out of the Suns is Conceited and Luciano Crack.
But
And Heartless pulling in a close third. Brooks Belvedere to me is just terrible. Like I'm
all
not I'm
right.
not I'm not saying that because I don't like him. I just don't think he's all that good.
All right. What about the Dead Man?
He's the only member of the Suns that doesn't fit in.
Is it because of his delivery?
Yes, but it's like every member of the Suns has that whole conceited punchline thing where they have the word play and the way they do things.
Uh huh.
And they have like a certain style of, like you can tell who a member of the Suns are. Like they have a certain style with the way they dress and how they deliver their bars and their writing style. Dead Man just doesn't fit in any of that. So it's like he's like the
So,
stepson.
so wouldn't you say that Innuendo is a subsidiary of the Suns since QP is in it?
I would say so. And but here's the thing: lyrically, I think Innuendo is better.
Oh, you know what? We actually had some kind of event, secret event, where all the Suns squared off against all the members of Innuendo.
Really,
What if that actually happened?
that would be amazing. It would have to be if I were to set up that card, it would have to be Bullets and Conceited, no question.
Okay. All right.
It would have to be Heartless and Remedy, no
Ready.
question.
All right.
Um, let me see. I don't know all the members of Innuendo. I will put Bonnie Godiva and Tycoon Tax
Okay.
because they both have that very street battler, but they're both very clever with the pen.
Okay.
Um, I will put Tax against QP. I mean not Tax, but Crack against QP.
Crack against QP. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know all the members of Innuendo, but those are the
Me
only.
either. But those are the ones I know of too.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Bricks and Heartless, I don't exactly know who would go up against those two, but yeah, I would probably put Heartless and Bullets in the same bout too.
Well, okay, we'd have to switch it up since we don't know all the members of them of Innuendo, we have to include somebody from Dot Mob. Dot Mob would be the cherry. The cherry.
Oh man, that would be.
I guess who's a member of Dot Mob?
It's let me see, Real Deal.
Trevor Weller.
Yeah, Real Deal, Mook, Rex, Daylight, K Shine. Damn, there's one more who I can't remember.
Is it Uno? Wait, no. Uno's on Mosh Team, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well then, I goofed up.
Yes, Uno Lavos just been inducted into the Dot Mob today.
Oh no, life is over.
Right here, Uno Lavos in the Dot Mob. No, Flames. Flames.
Really? The Flames that battled Iron Solomon all those years ago?
I don't know if that's that Flames. If it is, then that's cool. But I don't know if that's Flames. But I know there is a Flames in the Dot Mob. I just don't know which Flames that is.
Huh.
Hell, Step Easy's been shouting out Dot Mob a whole hell of a lot, so he might as well be in it.
You know what? Step Easy could have been the Ground Zero champion, but
He could have.
his performance against DDSS, it was a whole lot of wordplay, but not enough cutting at the throat.
Yeah, DDSS is a monster. Like that guy,
That's why DDSS won. He connected with the crowd and he did what he had to do.
He's really an impressive battler. I want to see more of him in the next couple of events because he's really good. I really like the way he spits. He's really fun to watch. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, all right. Let's take this over to the Ether card now. This is a card that you don't know much about, but you know a lot of the battlers on here because a lot of these are big names.
Okay. All right.
Oh wait, we didn't even talk about the title match: Pat Stay versus Daylight. We can always
save that for last. I mean,
okay, yeah. So we'll save the big battles for last.
Yeah, let's save it for last.
So here we go. We got Serious Jones versus Daylight.
Serious Jones versus Daylight. Wow.
Yeah, that's probably the weirdest battle on this card.
Well, Serious Jones used to be the man back in the early 2000s. I mean, he slaughtered Jen. I mean, he was that guy.
Yeah, but
when he came back, it just seemed he's a very lax guy, but I just don't think his bars have been hitting as hard as they were back in the day.
His battle with Charlie Clips was great. Like, I'm not even a Serious Jones guy. I think his battle with Clips was just like that was a great battle.
It takes a while for Serious Jones to start up.
Yes, I will agree with you there.
I'm gonna go with Daylight. I know Daylight's the guy who comes with antics and whatnot, but I think for a guy like Serious, he might put those antics to the side and bring out some bars that'll be overwhelming and hit hard.
Daylight's kind of a mixed bag for me, because the thing is with Daylight is he's a very unpredictable battler. Like, I'm pretty sure Serious Jones has no clue how to prepare for them. And if you're not someone like Clips or Sharon or even Shoddy Horror, I mean, he lost to Daylight decisively, but I mean, still, if you're not somebody on that level, you won't be able to really prepare for someone like Daylight. And if we get the Daylight that battled the Daylight that battled Rich Dollars, the Daylight that battled Shoddy Horror, and the Daylight that battled Chilla Jones. If we get that Daylight, Jones is done.
Okay.
Now, so I'm putting that in Daylight, but I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket because he might do something crazy, and you never know.
Like pull down his pants and try to make stool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But shout out to Daylight though. Daylight's still that dude.
Oh jeez. Let me see. We got Conceited versus Big K.
I've got Big K overwhelmingly.
Yes.
Conceited is a punchline rapper, but Big K has punchlines, bars, and goes for the throat.
Yeah.
And like he has the ability to, he's usually direct, one line after another, but he'll switch it up. Yeah. He goes slow, quick. But Conceited is not the type of cat that'll do that. He just kind of stays in that same slow it down. I just dissed you, double entendre.
Yeah, the thing with
that's not something you do against Big K. Sorry.
Well, I mean, no, he could very easily, because his battle with Sue Surf, I mean, as much as I don't really care for Surf, I had Surf taken that because Surf is a much more powerful lyricist, but Conceited, I think he took that. But with Big K, it seems that there's the size differential between them. I mean, Conceited is a small dude, but Big K has the vocal delivery and the projection and the directness going for him. But Conceited, I mean, if you want to put this in terms of like an actual physical fight, Conceited has the speed advantage. And I think if Conceited is smart enough and witty enough, he can use Big K's size and all of that against him. He can use all of Big K's strengths against him, because Conceited is a very charismatic battler. He has great control. People are always looking for the slow it down. I just dissed you. So it's like
Hmm.
if Conceited can rely on his strengths and like sort of dismantle what Big K has going for him, he might be able to edge it. But I have Big K going for that.
Okay.
Arsenal versus Thesaurus.
Arsenal versus the Stars. Well, it can go either way.
Yeah.
It can go either way. Because, like I said, Arsenal fell off, a tad bit, especially after that Sharon battle. And actually, did you see Arsenal versus Daylight?
No, I need to watch that.
Yeah, you need to watch that one. Daylight. I think Daylight got him.
I wouldn't be surprised. Arsenal hasn't really battled in a long time, but neither has Thesaurus.
That's true. That is true. But the thing is, I can't count Thesaurus because Thesaurus is he's one of the last remaining cats from the world rap championship era.
Mm-hmm.
Back when Jump Off was still around. There are
Mm-hmm.
very few cats that have still continued to battle rap. Some have retired, gone on to bigger and better things. Thesaurus is still in it because he still likes the competition. But he
Yeah.
really has nothing to prove. All right. He's
Yeah.
got 2 World Rap Championships. He's got 2 Scribble Jam Championships, former King of the Dot champion. He would have won that 2-on-2 against Poe Rich and Diaz, but how controversial that was.
Right.
Yeah. But he really doesn't have anything to prove. So if he beats Arsenal, that's just another asterisk in his luxurious, battle rap career.
Yeah. And
But I think it's this particular matchup, I think it's too close to call. I can't really call a winner in this one.
I'm gonna go with Thesaurus. His last battle was with John John, and Thesaurus really held his own there. I think Thesaurus took it, but John John definitely did great work there.
Really? I thought
I
Thesaurus' last battle was against Big K.
oh yeah, it was.
And
Damn, I'm like a year behind,
Big
but yeah,
K, and I thought Big K beat Thesaurus. I mean, Thesaurus wasn't bad, but Big K has some really, really nice rebuttal game.
yes, yeah. I'm now recalling that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thesaurus. The thing with Thesaurus is it can go either way, and he seems to do better when his back's sort of against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so against someone like Arsenal, and again, this is no slight against Arsenal, but again, he's not the best battler in the world,
Yeah,
and
but
he's very
he knows how to market himself.
yes, and
That's why
he's
he gets
very
3 million
easy to prepare
views
for.
against Shotty Horn. Well, okay, 4 million views now.
Yeah, but Arsenal is a very easy to prepare for battler.
Yeah.
He suffers from a severe diarrhea of the mouth. He says a lot of things, and if you're good, and if you can pick out the things that he says in battles, you can break him down fairly easily because Arsenal's kind of a he does the same thing in just about every battle.
His he's real, raw, and he's authentic. You can't you can't spell uh, you can't spell damn it, what is the word I was trying to spell? Damn it. He's real, he's raw, he's authentic, and you can't have. Damn it, I messed myself up. Just go ahead. I messed myself up.
Hopefully we'll figure out what you were trying to say there. Anyway, we got Ilmac versus Real Deal. I'm surprised this battle hasn't happened already.
This would be a match that would have been a really great grind time battle.
Exactly. Like I'm surprised this was never on like a Grizzlemania or something. It's weird. Like we're just now having this battle. This is
right.
just now happening.
But see, there are two Grizzlemanias. This would have been great for Grizzlemania 3.
Mm-hmm.
See, first Grizzlemania, Real Deal battle, Cortez slaughtered him. Grizzlemania 2, he went up against the Source. I thought Real Deal won, but, you know, it was, I mean, I think from the 3 rounds, overtime, definitely. But from the overtime, I thought Real Deal edged it. But
Mm.
I'm not upset that the Source took the battle.
Yeah, I was
Because it
definitely in
was
the
it was
source camp
just
though.
those rounds were just so close. And you know
Yes.
what? It could have gone to double overtime. But they
Yeah.
don't do double overtime in battle rap. I don't think.
That's the one thing I don't miss about grind time is the overtimes. Like just about every like decisive battle went on overtime, and I'm like, come on, guys, stop that, cut it out, knock it off. So yeah, for this, I can't call this one. I want to say Real Deal because
But
he,
Ilmac just whenever you count Ilmac out, he'll come back with a career performance.
yeah. So, but I don't know. This is gonna be a really great battle
Oh yeah.
that I'm
Oh yeah.
surprised hasn't happened, and it pisses me off
And
that it
Real
hasn't.
Deal and I think Real Deal really needs this W because he wants to redeem himself against Chesaurus. Even though I thought Real Deal beat him, but Real Deal's gonna come for retribution. So what better way than go for his World Rap Champion partner?
Yeah. So
So I'm gonna go for Real Deal.
real
Edged it
real
with the
deal definitely has a
edge.
lot more to prove here.
I will say Real Deal edges it,
Yeah.
but
Okay. I can agree with that.
it's gonna potentially be Battle of the Night though.
I can agree with that. That's gonna be pretty awesome. Big T versus Active. I've never heard of Active. Are you familiar with
I have
Active?
never heard of Active either, and Big T isn't really the strongest, you know.
This is true. He is and he isn't. Like his battle with Sue Surf was just great.
But then
That was his best show.
I saw him on Total Slaughter, and I'm thinking, wow, what is this?
Yeah. Well, Total Slaughter is really hasn't done really many battle rappers any favors, to be honest.
Nope, nope, nope,
I mean,
nope, not at
the
all.
only one who came out there looking really great is T Rex. That was about it.
What about Murder Mook?
Yeah, well, Mook, yeah, but I mean that kind of went without saying, you know.
Actually, there was one line that Shro did against Shotgun Suge pertaining to Total Slaughter. He was comparing Hollow the Dawn and Joe Budden. He said, I could beat you using my worst performance.
Yeah,
I like that line.
yeah, and I agree with that. That wasn't Hollow's best showing. He could have done a hell of a lot more,
He
but
still won though. Joe
yeah,
Budden. I expected Joe Budden, at least Joe Budden wasn't uh cannabis, but I think it was I don't think he had the proper battle rap mentality.
yeah. He had some great bars. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong. Like
he has some great bars,
he had some
but
great stuff.
just the way he executed them wasn't battle rap style.
Yeah, I don't think he was. I don't think he was adequately prepared to do that. But anyway, so Big T versus Active, we don't know, but we're
Yeah.
skipping down. We have kind of a matchup we were talking about earlier: Heartless versus Danny Myers.
Ooh, I'm gonna say Danny Myers, man. I
I would
mean,
agree with that.
Danny Myers can kill anybody in SONS right now.
I would agree with that. Heartless isn't exactly the most impactful battle rapper around. So
But
if Danny Myers pulls out them bars, Heartless is done.
yeah, yikes! This is just he has he's got his own special saying, crowd control. He's animated. And it just, even if he takes all of these battles, he gives it his all in every battle. And he doesn't ever seem to slack off, in my opinion. So that's just how I feel.
Right. No, he's. I would love to see him and Rex because they've been going back and forth on the Vlad.
Oh, Man,
Um,
considering that ass beating that T-Rex got against Clips, man, Danny Myers was just add
well,
another nail in the coffin.
hold up. To be fair, Rex wasn't 100% that battle. Like
I understand. But
anybody joking about that, you gotta admit Rex wasn't
fine, I
100%.
mean, even if Rex had come at 100%, Clips still would have killed him.
Yeah, but it
That's,
definitely wouldn't have been as horrendous as it was.
I mean, some of Clips's bars in that battle had me cringing in a good way. I'm just
Yeah,
like, ow, ow. I don't even want to be on the other end of that ass whooping.
yeah. It was
Okay,
hard to watch, but like I think if
it's
Rex
like
would
you
have been
want
100%.
it's like when he came up with the beat down, it's like you want the Solange or the Ray Rice? It's like, no, Clips, have mercy. Have mercy.
Yeah, that
It's
third
like,
round from
ah,
Clips was
oh.
bananas. Like he didn't need to go that hard on him.
Well, I mean, I mean, hey, T Rex said that stuff, so he had the rebuttal.
Yeah, that was rough. So now we're coming to the big two. The big two.
All right,
Pat Stay versus Daylight. King of the Dot title on the line. Flatline 3. Who do we got and why?
I have Pat Stay
Yeah, me too. And I'm not saying that as any slight
because
against Daylight. I'm saying that as a slight as they'll never let him lose that title.
no, no, but I wasn't really in favor of this matchup, which is why I made a vlog. And I think you wouldn't have believed me if I told you anyway. But I remember I tweeted the video and Pat Stay actually responded.
No, I saw the response. I saw them. I looked at your Twitter and
Oh,
checked it out. So I'm like,
I
oh
was
snap.
I was in a bit of disbelief because I've been talking about I've been talking about Pat Stay for a very long time. Why it's like why I don't think he's as great as he says he is, but just to actually get that, just to know that I'm being acknowledged by the guy that I'm you know talking about it how you feel blessed in a way, but you also feel a bit overwhelmed.
Right, right.
It's like, well, I'm just a regular guy. I'm just a
Yeah,
regular guy. But I mean, past day, he's cool dude. Cool dude.
yeah.
I think
I would go ahead.
he's gonna keep that chain
Yeah, I would
until
never go ahead. Sorry.
until the time arrives that he faces the best challenger to come forth, Triple C.
Definitely. I feel like I've never been against Pat Stay as a person. Like I don't know Pat Stay personally. I've seen him in vlogs. I think he's a cool guy. I think
Yeah.
he's an honest guy. What he says in his blogs, he actually does that. But outside of that, in terms of like performance wise, battle rap wise, I don't think he's all that good. Like I think I can name off like 5 battlers who are just much better than him. Period.
I
Um,
personally think he's gotten better. I'm not really particularly a fan of his earlier battles, but I think he really got better when he faced Head Ice, Math Hoffa, and maybe his latter 2 rounds against Arcane.
you
And I
see,
think
I wouldn't even say that.
okay,
Like he's
please,
definitely improved since his previous battles, but I don't really think he's done that much different.
okay,
I don't think his pin game has gotten any better. It just gotten more concise, and that's good. But
yeah. I think one gripe I made was how when I was looking at his earlier battles, it seemed like many of his lines didn't sync well together when it was being executed.
exactly, exactly. He's
And
gotten
I
better
made
at
the
that.
mistake. I made the mistake of saying iambic pentameter, and I remember,
Yeah,
but I was really trying to say how the syllables just didn't match up. It's got a flow, flow.
yeah. He's definitely gotten better at his flow game, but I don't
Yeah,
necessarily think his thought processes and battles have gotten much better. And he's still going for the funny. And some battlers where he goes for the funny, I don't think really works. You know,
Agreed.
it
Agreed.
didn't work against Arsenal. It didn't work
Oh
against
no.
Arcane as much as people laughed about it. It didn't work because he was going
Arcane?
for the Arcane. You're not black, and
That's
it's like, yeah,
that's a hard ass name.
yeah. It's like, what is that? It's quotable because it's so simple and it's so like, you know how we got here? Car chase.
RJ's, yeah.
It's like, what? So
That's
I don't know.
why that's why I gave Arcane the first round of that title match. Because Arcane came with bars.
Yeah, he
And
had some schemes. He had
but
bars.
then finally, second round, third round, Passe finally came with what I wanted to hear, you know.
Mm.
Something like don't pop an oxymoron, don't get smart, idiot.
Yeah,
I
that
like
was
that
great.
line.
That
That
was
was a
great.
very, very dope line.
Yeah, the whole acute angle thing that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always said that Pat Stay is like the Holohan that Holohan's not.
You mean Hollahan wishes he could be Patsy?
Yes, and the reason I say that is because Holohan has all the aggression and all that, but Holohan's technical ability isn't that good. Holohan has everything but the technique,
Okay,
you know?
fair enough. Yeah.
And because Holohan can write some solid stuff, but it's just his delivery of them and the way he goes about doing it isn't the best. Pat Stay has that aggression. He can write some really like jaw dropping stuff. I mean, you look at his battle against Marv One. He can write some awesome stuff,
Yeah.
but he doesn't do that. He kind of goes into that Uno Lavos bag of funny, and he says some like really off the wall stuff, like I'll strangle your cat and I'll kick your puppy, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? You can like really, you got that aggression and that technique. You can do both. And yet he always sticks to that aggressively funny. Like he'll say, like Marv One said against Cortez, I mean what I say. You just say shit mean. Pat Stay
Yeah.
just says some stupid, some funny shit, but he says like mean, like, I'll throw a water balloon in your face.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. As opposed to saying like, I'll kill you and I'll do this. Don't get smart, idiot, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see that. I don't think we will. Daylight, I don't know what he's going to come with. He's been saying a lot of stupid things about this battle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going to happen in this battle. So, but I got Pat Stay winning it either way because I don't think
Mm-hmm.
no way in hell King of the Dot is going to put the chain on Daylight. Even if he does decisively 3-0 Pat Stay, I still don't think they're going to let him lose the chain.
Well, they got to come up with some impartial judges, and I believe one of those impartial judges is going to be nameless.
Okay.
Nameless. Hi, yo, it's Nameless with the 5.0 judge system.
The
Round one.
5.0603 judging system.
Yeah. I think he's going to have a 10-8 passing every round.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's going to happen. But I digress. So this was a no-brainer battle. Pat Stay all the way.
Yeah,
Not to
definitely.
count out Daylight.
Yeah,
Okay, now go ahead.
No, please.
Oh, I was going to say now the biggest battle ever. Disaster versus Cassidy.
I think this is a bit of a mismatch. Disaster is too experienced of a battle rapper, and Cassidy is only now coming back into it. Even though he has battle rap history, he went up against Freeway, but Cassidy is not ready for Disaster. Okay?
I would agree.
That's just how it is. Cam is like, yo, Diz, I'm gonna take you to Disneyland. And guess what happened? Cannabis not only choked, brought out a notebook.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You look at someone like Cannabis, and yes, that was terrible. But are we going to judge every industry rapper coming into battle rap based on Cannabis?
In this situation, I have to. I'm sorry, but
I don't think Cassidy's gonna do that bad. Like, first of all, here's the thing. I don't know anything about Cassidy. I'm gonna just put that out there.
Well, he's a hustler. He's a hustler, homie. He's a hustler.
I,
He's a hustler, homie.
I've never heard any of his music. You know, I know of him. I know the man exists, but I've never heard anything by him. I've watched his freestyle, like his freestyle and interviews, and since then, and he's good. He's really good.
Yeah.
But I'm with a lot of the battle rappers, because a lot of them are saying no, Diz is gonna win, and I'm inclined to agree with them just because this is what Disaster does.
Yeah, and has been doing for quite some time. Well, Cassidy, he's a hustler. He's a hustler, homie. He's got narcotics full of products for the customers, homie. And he can also sell salt to a slug, apparently, which is unheard of in the hustling industry.
Oh man. So it's like I feel like, but it's like you look at the interviews. Cassidy is like really confident about it. They've been going back and forth, him and Diz. The interviews got heated. The press conference got heated.
They're pretty close in age. Cassie is maybe a year older than Disaster.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Cassidy is going into this battle super confident. Like, I feel like this is going to be a real fight. I don't feel like this is going to be a Cannabis thing, which everybody knew Cannabis was going to get washed up. Like, yeah. We all knew that. I don't think there was a doubt in anybody's mind.
Right now, I'm just praying that there are no fisticuffs.
That's what I'm scared of.
I mean, geez, they better beef up security for crying out loud.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, because things have been getting really heated between these two, and if it comes to blows and it doesn't do something, that's a big black eye on battle rap that they'll never get rid of.
Nope, it'll just be another blemish on what's supposed to be an event that's supposed to bring together the culture, not tear it apart.
Yeah, so, but I'm gonna put it in Disaster's hands that he knows this.
Mm-hmm.
That he knows battle rap kind of needs this, and
he knows that if he fucks up, excuse my French, he probably won't be welcomed at any other,
it's a King of the Dot event.
Oh, wasn't that something?
Like Lush One is hosting it. It's a King of the Dot event.
The thing is, if Diz messes up, he's probably not going to be welcomed anywhere else.
Exactly. So this is really big for the industry, because Cassidy's one of those big industry names that's coming back, and Joe Budden had already come back, so so it's this weird thing where it's like if people see Cass doing it and he's going up against one of the best in the game right now, Disaster, and he holds his own, does really good, other people might come back. And I'm not saying people like Eminem, because that will never happen. But
Eminem can just do it for the hell of it. He has nothing to prove.
Well, here's the thing, though. If Eminem gets in a battle and it's close, people are going to be like, "Oh man, Eminem lost that battle." People want him to lose, and I'm not saying that because they hate him. They want him to lose because it's like, oh, they know how proud Eminem is. But say if someone like Royce the 5'9" comes back, it would be Cassidy could definitely open the door for that, or someone like Jadakiss could step back in the ring. I
didn't know Jadakiss battle rapped.
He didn't, but he came from that era where it was it was that thing to do. Or we could get someone like Styles to come back.
Right.
All of these people came from that era of battle rap where you had to battle, you had to spit some bars to somebody, and you would go back and forth, So it would be nice to have some dudes coming back.
You think Immoral Technique still has it in him?
Yes. And it would be great to get him and Iron Solomon in the ring.
I did not know that Immoral Technique was on Freestyle Friday.
Yeah.
He was the one who battled Poster Boy. I mean, Immoral Technique, I guess it just I could hear him spit. He had some bars, but nothing was connected with the crowd.
Yeah.
And Poster Boy just came up with some simple stuff.
Yeah.
You a RuPaul lookalike, blah 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 blah. I mean, he got into the Hall of Fame, so that was it.
Yeah. But it's a different era now. So I don't know if that battle, Cassidy versus Disaster, I'm going to be watching that one really closely. I'm going to go through it with a fine tooth comb. That's going to be the battle of the year. And I don't mean in terms of like best battle. I just mean in terms of like importance, you
Yeah,
know?
but there'll probably be like some. I mean, just be sure you're on Twitter because there'll be people coming up with you know, live tweets of what's happening and
Yeah. I'm on the unbiased group at, on, Facebook. Shout
okay,
out to Unbiased Reviews.
all right, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah. King of the Dot group on Facebook. So shout out to them too. But,
Shout out to King of the Dot.
so they do a lot of the live updating and all that. But anyway, so yeah. So we just went through it, Flatline and the Ether card. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. You can check out Bonanza 87's 86.
86, bro.
Damn,
86, baby.
86. You can check out his channel in the description box below. And that will do it for us. I will see you guys later. Peace.
Deuces.